Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. Today, pretty excited because New Holland, they make the Dragon's Milk Origin series, which I've talked about multiple times on the channel, making a pretty big splash. Like Breaking Bourbon covered this one just this week. They finally got around to trying the Toasted Barrel 2025 Batch E Sweater Weather. Is that this one? Yeah, Sweater Weather. Sherry cask finish. It's like finished in two barrels. You get the toasted barrel and then the sherry cask, and they blend them back together. But anyways, dynamite stuff. I've talked about them a number of times on the channel, but Brad Kampfweiss, who's the head of distilling operations, sort of the master distiller, he hand selects barrels every now and then and releases them distillery only as single barrel offerings. Well, he recently did that when the fall toasted barrels dropped. It was something you could also grab. So I did grab one for a buddy of mine who then gave me back a sample of that bottle. So I actually bought this bottle myself from the distillery, handed it off to a buddy, and a buddy gave me a sample of that and gave it right back to me. So that's what this is right here. So this one's coming in at 127.8 proof, and I am pretty excited to try it because I actually, since I live here pretty close to New Holland, so my wife and I like to go to New Holland Brewing Company for date nights. They've got great pizza and pizza pinwheels and things like that. Plus their beer's fantastic. Or you could go to the Knickerbocker in Grand Rapids. And the Knickerbocker is known for having, they have a different menu. It's a really updated, modern fantasy kind of a vibe inside. They've got like a steel dragon in there. It's just a cool place to go. But anyways, that's where we like to go when we want to have a really good dinner. And they've got tons of different whiskeys that you can try there. You know, we've talked about the Walleye Run series, the Origin series, their special releases, all of it. Anyways, all this to say, I'm a fan, and since I'm so close to them, I often get to be there for specific bottle drops that they do. This was one of them. So, without any further ado, I'd love to dive into this because I actually have missed out on the last few single barrel drops because they are limited to one per person, and I've been picking them up for buddies. In fact, I have traded for a number of things. Like, since New Holland's really local to me, I have access, but I can't say that, can I? I take it back. If you're a Fed, listen, I was lying. I don't trade bottles. If I did trade bottles, which is illegal, and I wouldn't do it. I never would do that. I was lying when I said that I did. But if I did, I would trade for Buffalo Trace stuff that I don't have access to here in Michigan. I would trade for some limited release Michter stuff that I don't have access to here in Michigan very frequently. But I don't. So that's not a thing that I do. But if I could do that, that's what I would do. Just so you know. Okay? Are we clear about that? Am I making myself clear? Anyways, bit of a rabbit trail. I don't trade bottles. Who would do such a thing? That is illegal, and I discourage you from ever doing it. Oh man, let's get it on the nose here. The first thing I'm thinking of on the nose is I'm thinking of trail mix that is, you've got your nuts, but you've also got dehydrated fruits like dehydrated berries or dehydrated slices of plum. Stuff like that, right? It's a real rich, fruity quality, but it's not a fresh fruit quality. Does that make sense? Almost like you would get with a raisin, with a date, that's been dehydrated. But like I said with that trail mix, I'm also getting these like tree nuts. Okay, think of walnut, cashews and hazelnuts. It's that kind of a nutty quality, not a peanut. But if I had to land on just one, I would say like a walnut fresh off the tree. You know how walnuts fall and they're in that green casing? And if you've ever picked up walnuts, like if you live in the Midwest, this is a thing that we do, right? You pick up a walnut and you take a baseball bat and you smack them. Or you go out in the backyard and you just hit them with a golf club. You know what I mean? Because the walnut tree sheds so much. And these walnuts, whole walnuts in that green casing, end up on the ground. So you either smack them with a bat or you hit them with a golf club. It's just what we do in the Midwest. It's a sort of a rite of passage. But it reminds me of those whole walnuts in that green casing because it does have a really distinct smell. It actually reminds me of this stuff. It reminds me of Nocino. If you've never had Nocino, really interesting liqueur. It's a walnut liqueur made in Italy. Fun to mix up cocktails with. Anyways, all this to say, pretty cool nose. Let's try it. Cheers. It's definitely New Holland Origin juice. There's no mistaking it. that hallmark stone fruit, that malty funkiness. But I do think the thing that makes this particular single barrel unique is those kind of nocino notes, that walnut in the green casing kind of a vibe that's coming through. It's peculiar, but in a good way. It's far from being something that's weird that you dislike. It's weird and you're like, I think I kind of dig it. In that regard, it reminds me a lot of the, I think it was last year's Boss Hog from Whistle Pig that was, shoot, I'm spacing on the name of the drink, but it was like a Indian spice market tea vibe that they were going for. And when I tried it, I was like, whoa, that's way different. Super unique. I was like, do I like it? I think I do. I think I do like it. You know, it kind of took a second because you're expecting whiskey and you get something that tastes really distinct, really unique, has a lot of character, and is very offbeat. Now, offbeat can be bad, right? Trust me, I have children who are in middle school and elementary school, and when you go to like the choir concerts and the recitals and you're like, somebody's offbeat, it's bad. Or if somebody's just slightly off tune, you know, and you just kind of like nod your head like, that was great. You know, you other parents have been there. You've suffered through some choir concerts of little children. You're like, it ain't my kid, but all the other kids were off bad. Right? So offbeat can be off-putting. This is not off-putting. This is pretty good. Offbeat, unique, distinct, and good. Up front, I get that hallmark maltiness that you get from New Holland's Origin distillate in the stone fruit. But that walnut note comes in the late palate and stretches way into the finish. Alongside this sort of cinnamon and oak note that kind of goes alongside that walnut into the finish. And they go hand in hand. All in all, that's pretty good. I think I would give that an 8.4. Yeah, 8.4. If anything, I would want a little bit more of an oak presence, just a little bit stronger oak presence to give this some well-roundedness, some balance to it. But other than that, it is pretty freaking good. It's pretty freaking good. Hey, if you have yet to try any New Holland Origin distillate, guys, I can't recommend it enough. This is like craft whiskey done right. There's no contract distilling, right? They're not sourcing anything. They're doing it all on site. They have a distinct profile. It's made with vision. It's made with ambition. And it's just dang good. Same thing with the Walleye Run stuff. You got to try the Walleye Run, guys. It's some of the best malted rye whiskey I've ever had. Okay? So anyways, thank you so much, Randy, for sharing some of your bottle with me that I bought for you. Appreciate you, brother. With that, I would say check out our Discord. It's totally free to join. We have a wonderful community of great guys, always chatting, always helping each other out, sharing pics of their pours, their collections, etc., swapping information about where you might find things that you're looking for, all that business. So check out the Discord. If you decide that you really vibe with us, you can always join the Patreon group after that for as little as $1 a month. With that, I say cheers, my friends. May you live richly and get better with age, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.